Modern Language Association Quick Tips. What is MLA? MLA style is most commonly used to cite sources within the language arts, cultural studies, and other humanities disciplines. MLA utilizes the author page in text citation method. For example, millennial students prefer interactive class lectures. Notice that the parenthetical citation has the author's last name, which is Ross, followed by the page number, which is page 14. Types of in-text citations. There are various ways to cite your sources. Here are just a few recommended selections and ways to cite your source. First is the direct quote. The direct quote usually has the quotations first, followed by the parenthetical citation. For example, for mobile users below the age of 44, social networking consumes nearly 43% of their day. The author's last name is Ross, followed by the page number, which is page 2. Also notice that the full stop in punctuation is located after the parenthetical citation. Another form of citing your source is to use an authorial tag. This is when you include the author's last name inside of the sentence. According to Ross, for mobile users below the age of 44, social networking consumes nearly 43% of their day. Notice that Ross is tagged in the sentence, followed by the quotation, which is then followed by the page number in parentheses. Another way to write an in-text citation is to simply include the author's last name alone. Usually this is done when you have an electronic source with no page numbers. For example, nearly half of modern society utilize social networks. Notice that I have included my parenthetical citation, which is simply the author's last name, Johnson. Multiple authors. There will be times when you will cite multiple authors. For sources with 2 authors, list the author's last names in the text or in the parenthetical citation. For example, if you were to do an authorial tag, it would read as such. Goldberg and Johnson argue that one should read a text for what it says on the surface, rather than looking for some hidden meaning. Notice that the author's last names are included inside of the text, followed by the page number in parentheses. If you were to do a direct quote, it would read as such. The author claims that surface reading looks at what is evident and perceivable in text. Goldberg and Johnson, 9. Multiple authors. When a work has 3 or more authors, mention only the first author's last name and replace the additional names with et al., which simply means and others. For example, an authorial tag would read, according to Dotson et al., current agricultural policies in the U.S. are contributing to the poor health of Americans. Page 327. In a paraphrase, it will read as such. The author claims that one cause of obesity in America is government-funded farm subsidies. Notice I have the author's last name, followed by et al., which is and others, and the page number. Citing for missing information. In MLA, if your source is missing an author, substitute the author's last name with a shortened title surrounded by quotation marks. For example, if my title was Job Security for Students, my title would read as such. It is a bleak reality for students when they are unable to find a job immediately after graduation. I have my quotation followed by my parenthetical citation, which is an abbreviated or shortened title of job security for students by just using the first two words.